I just been, grinding, man, and trying to keep my head above the water because if you don't do it yourself, ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat things and try to make it look like it's 1,000 ex offender program. If you go on the internet, if you Google, 1,000 of them will come up. But if you talk to some of the people that go through them, not the ones that graduate or whatever, but ones that go through them and don't get the benefit of the real program, it's because they are so frustrated that some of these programs will pass you around to other programs. I remember one particular time we all got a sheet. It was copied with jobs. I'm talking about jobs that said they high exit offender. I'm talking about at the Hartsfield and all that. And when I got the list, Representative Dunn told me to go over the list and see what all programs that what all businesses actually works with these programs. And them people told me we don't hire ex offenders. See, I don't know how you got our name and number and things. So somebody just had put together, for some reason, they had put together a list, and I don't know how it got that far, but it was all around. And to get publicity about, okay, this guy did 15 years. Now he's out. He got he got a cleaners, he got a trucking company, he got this, and he do hire ex offenders. See how that works? But those guys are not publicized. So what they do, they stay out of the way. They don't bother the system. So they just said, let me go and do what I'm doing. Let me feed my family and let me run my businesses. I'm gonna leave your business alone. Just leave me alone. And with that attitude, it ain't no connection. Find jobs, housing. They have programs that help you get clothes and things like that stuff, and programs that make an ex-offender comfortable enough to sit there long enough to listen at the information that they have to offer and find out what they actually need rather than trying to push everything on them and they don't specialize in everything. So when you tell an ex-offender that you can do something, when he go to you and he's challenging you, when he go to you and you can't do that, he gonna tell everybody he know you can't do that. But it may be one thing you can do that he don't take advantage of because you done ran him out. So, making programs work, making programs feel comfortable enough to keep a person focused to listen and understand what they can and cannot do.
Man, they need some ambassadors to the community. They need some ambassadors to that pipeline because you can't sit in your office and expect people to show up. And you got to have people that can get out there and say, hey, man, these are the programs available for you, because a lot of guys, they don't know. They go to the halfway house. They go to these different places, and I don't think these people have your best interests at heart. Because if they did, they'll know about the resources. They'll know about places to send these guys to. And guys come home, they don't have these places to go to, so they'll go to a girlfriend house. Then they'll get a low paying job. Then the ends not meeting. The next thing you know, what you think he gonna do? He going back to the streets. Then one thing about being in them streets, man, ain't but two places, death or jail. And they gonna get one of them. So, that's the thing with that, man. We got to just have, man, we don't have ambassadors in these programs. If they had a program to reach out that could really get in the community and pull these guys into these programs, because, like I'm saying, I've been home over 8 years now. And I can't tell you about a program that I can help them go to, but I can tell you about some jobs some companies and businesses that may be hiring, or they come to me, be like, man, you know anybody hiring, and I try to make a few calls to help get guys jobs. But other than that,
But a big part of the job is you, your inner self, working on your inner self. You know, I connected with God. I don't try to push that on everybody, but it worked for me. So in order for these programs to work for you, you got to get yourself in a position where, you make sense to you. Then you'll understand better when somebody else really trying to help you. You don't have to get mad at everybody. You can take advantage of what the people that's really trying to help you, and the ones that don't, you can pray for.
Man, they need some ambassadors to the community. They need some ambassadors to that pipeline because you can't sit in your office and expect people to show up. And you got to have people that can get out there and say, hey, man, these are the programs available for you because a lot of guys, they don't know. They go to the halfway house. They go to these different places, and I don't think these people have your best interests at heart. Because if they did, they'll know about the resources. They'll know about places to send these guys to. And guys come home, they don't have these places to go to. So they'll go to a girlfriend house. Then they'll get a low paying job. Then the ends not meeting. The next thing you know, what you think he gonna do? He going back to the streets. Then one thing about being in them streets, man, ain't but two places, death or jail. And they gonna get one of them. So, that's the thing with that, man. We got to just have, man, we don't have ambassadors in these programs. If they had a program to reach out that could really get in the community.
Well, it gave me a platform. Right now, if I pick up the phone and I'm calling somewhere about some business or something, I say, well, my name is Charlie Burton. Even when I'm helping the ex-friend, my name is Charlie Burton. I'm retired from State Representative Harold Dudley's office. That opens the door right there. And as long as I'm doing it that way, Representative Dutton is behind me. His office is behind me. Mary and the crew, they're behind me. As long as I'm not using the name in vain and trying to make things happen that he don't want to happen, I can do that. So that's an advantage. I learned a work skill that I never would have learned had Representative Dutton not put me in that position, because everything that I learned in Representative Dutton's office, either he, Nicole Bates, Miss Jones, Mary taught me. And one of the things that he did that impressed me so much, when I walked in his office to start my first day of work, he had my name plate on the desk saying Charlie Burton, uh, community outreach coordinator. Man, my head, I mean, my heart, it just affected me, and it just made me be even more concerned. And he told me, he says, a lot of guys in prison still depend on you. So he gave me a platform that parents could call me and talk to me about their children. Some things we could help with, some things we couldn't, but at least they had someone listening, and the advice that I was allowed and that I give is because I've been there. And mother, child locked up, can't get visits, no commissary, and she want to know what's going on. And I tell her, I said, well, contact the warden's secretary. She know everything. Then from there, I'll contact the chaplain. Sometimes the warden's not in, but the chaplain is available to speak to you about inmate situations and things, especially when you're concerned. Chaplains let inmate call their family to let them know they're all right, stuff like that.
Well, I had a cousin had a mechanic shop, and I went there and started doing state inspections and got my state inspection license. And I went from doing state inspection, I took that money and I had some money. I was going to use that money to buy me a car, and went to the auction with a friend. And I seen how all these people buying cars. I was like, man, I have a car. What you need another car for? So I took that money and bought me two cars. Took that money and just started, went from two cars, three cars, four cars, five cars. So I was selling me 5, 6 cars a month or more. Then I took that money and this place came available. And a friend of mine owned this building, and he was like, "Man, if anybody I would to sell it to anybody, I would sell it to you because I know what you're gonna do with it." So he sold me the building. Me and a friend of mine, which is Jay Prince, that's who helped me purchase the building. And so after I purchased the building, me and my daughter started Fifth Level Restaurant and Cafe. So I went from selling cars, doing state inspections, Fifth Level Restaurant and Cafe. Now I have a utility company named after my son who passed, and it's called Randall's Underground Utility. So, I just been, grinding, man, and trying to keep my head above the water because if you don't do it yourself, ain't nobody gonna do it for you.